I'd like to know, what is your motivation in art? I don't just mean in the purchasing of art. I'm talking about even in the making of art. You are a painter, and you paint in landscapes, or you paint in abstract. Whatever it is that you do, what is it that motivates you, that makes you want to do it? I mean, could be the same said for music, for theater, for poetry, writing, novels, what have you. But you're a creative person, so what is it that really inspires you to do what you do? For me, there are all kinds of triggers, and I mean that in a positive way. Today, the word trigger is used for a lot of negative connotations, but I'm talking about the positive triggers, the things that make you want to do something good. Like painting paintings, and that's what I do. I also take photographs, and I also I create things. And I like to say create things because I am not just a painter of landscapes, but I'm a painter of abstracts as well. And I like to think of abstracts, the painting of abstracts, as making things rather than painting them, because abstracts are like building a structure, like building something that is sometimes recognizable, other times not. I'd say 85% of my work is landscape work, which I find greatly rewarding and deeply pleasurable. Of course, I've devoted most of my life to it, including the last 15 years as a full-time artist, and there's no going back. It's my life forever, no question about it. But once in a while, I delve into abstracts, and it never fails. I find myself, going into a space or watching a documentary that outlines de Kooning, or one of the masters of abstracts, the Americans. There was a documentary called The Americans. Jack Bush, Canadian abstract artist from the 60s. And I always ask myself, why are you going to look at this? Why do you care about this? Where is the relevance in this? And I still go. I still do it. Perhaps it's refreshing, Perhaps it's refreshing just to see something radically different. Something that completely departs from all of the conventions of painting, a tree, a river, a rock, sky, clouds. Maybe it's just that kind of a break-free moment from reality that says, how about this shape, or these colors, or this kind of a path that I can create with these lines. And sometimes I inadvertently slide down that rabbit hole, and I can't help it. Like today. Today I was just out picking up some things, and I passed by the Robert McLaughlin Gallery in Oshawa, where I live, and it's a fantastic gallery space. There was a lot of things that Robert McLaughlin did for Oshawa. Of course, he was the founder of GM in Canada, right here in Oshawa. And he was excessively wealthy, but he was a good kind of wealthy, because he used a lot of his money to build buildings and put structures in place that benefited the community. A lot more than today's wealthy. I like to say. But I digress. He built this fantastic gallery. And he did it because there was a group of artists here called the Painters 11. And they were all abstract artists, mostly, anyway. And he gave it to them as a place to display their work. I mean, how fantastic. If someone were to do that today, a gallery of that stature, it's a big gallery. It would be a $40 million donation to the community. And I don't see that kind of generosity today. Not unless corporates or billionaires see somehow that it will benefit their own name, which is unfortunate that it has to be that way. And yeah, it is the Robert McLaughlin Gallery, so it's always a constant reminder of him. But you know what's also very cool about it? It's free. Admission. Just walk through the door. You know, I was in London, England a few years ago, and touring with a band I was playing with at the time, and on our time off we went into London and we got to tour a couple of the galleries. And not once did I stop at a pay booth or admission booth and have to hand over $25 to get in. I just walked in. And consequently, those galleries are extremely busy because there's a lot of people happy to take advantage of that. And the Robert McLaughlin Gallery here in Oshawa is, you know, it's like that. It's like kind of an oasis in the middle of all the galleries in the Toronto area that charge you an arm and a leg. I'm talking the big, like, name galleries, you know, I won't say their names. But here we have this really beautiful thing. And it was given to the town to promote the local artists here. And long after he's gone, I think he deserves to have his name on those buildings because, after all, they are left to the community for the community's benefit. And how great it would be if there was a little more of that kind of generosity amongst the wealthy in this country. But I go there every time I feel like a little bit of a funk, a little bit of a new muffler on that guy's little hot rod. Anyway, you know, whenever I need a little kick, a little boost to remind me why I'm an artist. And so I went this morning, and of course I stood in front of some Jack Bush's paintings, and I took some photos. And you'll see them at the end of this video, and I hope you'll comment in the comments and let me know what you think, because I really want to know what motivates you as an artist. Not just as an artist, but what motivates you as a person who enjoys art, who maybe even collects art, purchases art. I really want to know. And if you would kindly leave your thoughts and observations as an artist, as a collector, as a distributor of art, as a gallery owner maybe. Who are you and what do you think? What is your feelings about all of this? And then I'll make another video another time, something like this. In the meantime, here's my visit to the wonderful Robert McLaughlin Gallery in Oshawa today.